written by the amazing Michel Legrand. Yes, here we go. If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 summers. I will wait for you till you're back beside me, till I'm touching you, till I hear you sigh here in my arms. Anywhere you wander, anywhere you go, every day remember how I love you so. In my heart, believe what in my heart I know, that forevermore I'll wait for you. The clock will take away the hours one by one. Then the time will come when all the waiting's done. The time when you return and find me here and run straight to my wedding arms. If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 summers. I will wait for you till you're back beside me, till I'm holding you, and forevermore sharing your love. Play it for me, boys. Yes, the Brooklyn Cafe Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, play it for me. Woo! Clock will take away the hours one by one. Then the time will come when all the waiting's done. The time when you return and find me here and run straight to my wedding arms. If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 summers. I will wait for you till you're back beside me, till I'm holding you, and forevermore sharing your love, and forevermore sharing your love. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. I will wait.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, to all our friends in New York. New Jersey.
How cold is it?
24.
No.
Is.
Really?
That's what Diane told me.
Well,
You know
WGHT, come on down.
No, stay right there.
Why?
Don't come down here.
I have not seen any car carriers yet.
Well, I've seen plenty.
I'm sure they're here because, but I haven't seen them. You think?
It takes me an hour to drive 10 minutes now. Unbelievable. But up there, stay up there, enjoy the cold. There is no better place in the entire planet than New York City, Rockefeller Center, at the ice skating ring underneath that huge tree that they bring every year. And then you leave because it's a little cold, but that is the best place on the planet.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. Can you believe it's the day before Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You can? I don't know, time flies so fast. I'm telling you, we have not seen our guests today since last school year, and here we are already in the end of November. He was here last year, probably about a year ago already.
You were here a year ago? No.
It's got to be.
I don't think so.
We had Ted Hodgkinson's with us last year, and we've got Lindy Hardy joining us of Spirit of Giving, because you know what? 'Tis the season, they say. Spirit of Giving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It is, wow, the Wednesday before. A lot of things going on. I have to thank our crew because we sort of put in an all-call because a lot of the kids went home for the holiday break. So I put an all-call out for them to come in today to get us running to say hello to New York and New Jersey.
I thought I saw Mayor around here somewhere.
He is. He's on the phone with his professor because, you know.
He's on a call with a professor. You made him come in?
I told him, well, he only from 12 to 12:30. He can walk in between the raindrops.
You're tough.
Well, there's lunch.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a good bribe, but the poor kid.
There's lunch. Military said, is there a lot of food left over? We had a Friendsgiving here on Monday.
No food for military. King Flem can stay in his car. He's a Miami Dolphin fan anyway.
We opened the show with the music of Jaycee Dreesen. Tune in tomorrow night for the Jaycee Dreesen show at 7:30. Last night she did a special rendition for us of Cafe Night Train. Jaycee is always, right?
That was spectacular. Last night's show, everybody was talking about it. Man, the lady can sing and she can act, and she did us a big favor. Again, our hearts go out to her. It's all about the gratitude this year. And our guest today has a little story about the house and the name and everything else. It's a big name deal that goes on with this place.
With the studio?
Yep. Entering, what, our third year, fourth year?
4.
4 years. And we still don't got a sign. We ain't never going to get a sign. We're going to keep it the way it is.
That's all right.
It was meant to be the way it is.
You know, the studio was empty for 21 years, Lindy. Wow. When we found the space, our landlord was kind enough. He says, listen, I have to show it to you. It's been vacant for 21 years. He says, but because you're a friend of my daughter, I have to show it to you. And he showed it to us. And as they say, by the grace of God, here we are through the pandemic and everything else, getting to bring you all community resources and businesses and women empowerment and networking opportunities. And now we got music coming to you. And starting December 1st, our True Oldies affiliation is going to 6 stations instead of 3. So WNN is now VCMG Live, 4 FMs in AM and in HD, as well as New York, New Jersey, a whole lot of coverage.
And TV is coming too. But I'm not going to let that out of the bag just yet.
Everyone ready for Thanksgiving? Ted and Lindy, you guys ready for Thanksgiving? So let's bring in our guest. We've got Ted Hodgkins of Roots and Wings. We have not seen Ted, it's got to be a year. And I know there's a whole lot going on with schools and teachers and students needing after-school help. And I'm excited that Lindy's here with the Spirit of Giving. So Ted, tell us what's going on with Roots and Wings.
Well, I'm really here to introduce Lindy, and we're a member of Spirit of Giving, but I will bring you up to date. We've got 9 schools for the fall. We're helping 666 kids after school, first, second, and third grades, and we've actually added some 4th and 5th graders because they really need the help before they get on to middle school. So this formula is still the same. You got to be 1 or 2 grades below grade level, which is scary enough, and we offer them an opportunity to improve their skills after school. They have to want to come, and we get the teachers, the certified teachers in the school to teach them, and that's sort of the formula: 1 teacher for every 10 kids, and they, instead of having 24 in the classroom and disruption, they have a chance to learn. So.
Are you finding that after the pandemic, I know all the studies showed, not that we needed the studies at this point, but all the studies showed that the kids really declined in reading and sciences.
Well,
and here you are coming in.
They declined in so many ways. First of all, they passed them along. Second of all, if, you know, the thought of being in front of a camera and doing your work with a computer for 6 hours a day looking at your teacher is, you know, an impossible dream. It just can't happen. And the worst part is most kids, especially the youngest ones, they need to hug a friend. They need to touch a friend. They need to talk. Even if they don't say much, they need that camaraderie, that feeling that they just lost. And then the school district really didn't know what to do, so they just passed them on during the pandemic. So you have kids that just literally, instead of having to pass the 3rd grade reading test, didn't have to do anything. They just moved them up.
So now you've got kids essentially probably in 5th grade, because school went back in last year, who went from 3rd grade, skimmed through 4th, now they're in 5th grade getting ready for middle school. Their reading scores, for those that really needed it, need you now more than ever.
Well, there are 2 statistics that really just scare me. We're at 54% of the kids in 3rd grade are passing the 3rd grade reading test. So if you really stop to think about what's 54%, it's an F. It's not a C, it's not a D, it's an F.
That's only half the kids.
So yeah, half the kids can't read.
Wow.
Half the kids can't read. And the other statistic is that if you take the median income, because a lot of people say to me, well, you know, I've taken care of my problem. My kid's at St. Andrews or my child's someplace else. You know, I don't really need this problem. But over the course of a lifetime, if you take the median income of a person, if you take the pass the 3rd grade reading test, they will earn $300,000 more than the median over a lifetime. And if they don't pass the third grade, this is just 3rd grade, they're $400,000 to the negative. Now, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out who's paying the $400,000. Wow. Whether they're incarcerated at $125,000 a year, or they need to be on food stamps or other things because they can't read. What's the best job that you can have if you can't read?
And then the system continues to feed itself negative because those kids are going to have kids.
Correct.
And they're going to grow up under the same, and it's just a vicious cycle. It doesn't, when it's broken, it's not only broken today, it's broken about the future. And we should all be concerned about that, not just the ones that are being selected.
Right. Well, and that's really what I worry about is we've almost lost a generation of people,
Agreed.
Of kids. And, you know, it's just horrific what's going on. But yet there's only so much any one person can do. You do the best you can.
But Roots and Wings comes in, for those that are just learning and listening to what Ted does, he has put together this incredible after-school program in 9 schools that are underserved, Title I schools in our Palm Beach County area, that these teachers, they get paid to stay after school, to work with these kids, to increase their reading scores, to give them self-esteem building, everything that you need, because it's not just that you can't read, it's everything that comes along with unable to read. The bullying, the self-esteem, the feeling less than, the not equal to, the not getting out and having fun because you got to repeat schooling.
Well, not only that, but we were, I hasten to tell people, we were instrumental with Erica Whitfield in getting the pay of the teachers. The pay before this year was $25 an hour for a teacher to stay after school and teach the kids. $25 an hour is not enough for you to almost walk across the street after you've been spending 7 hours or 8 hours in the classroom. We got the pay raised to $37 an hour, which is at least a reasonable number. We then pay the school district because remember, we're in the school, so we don't have to pay the janitor, we don't pay the light, so we pay $49 an hour for each teacher's hour that we work. It's over $500,000 that we're spending on this program.
Wow.
But it's so important that, you know, to save children's lives, really.
But that's a lot of money. That's a tremendous give back to our community.
Well, we've been lucky. I'm pretty good. I play
That's
the flute
amazing.
and I work my rear off to
He's like
try
the
to
Pied
raise
Piper.
that money. I play the Pied Piper. And this woman right next to me is the queen of the Pied Pipers because Spirit of Giving is a fabulous organization we belong to ever since the beginning, which has now almost 100 members. Is that correct?
97 members.
97 members that are all nonprofits within our community, and they do incredible things. And the reason that I'm here today to introduce her is because one of the programs they do is a toy drive for the kids that are in those 97 organizations, and they're trying to do 7,000 toys this year.
It is such a pleasure to meet you,
Each
Lindy.
toy is not cheap. It's about $25. So if you do the math, you'll see that that's about $175,000. But each toy is $25. So it's, it's like everything else in life. If you just talk about one toy at a time, if every person that watches this show could just do one toy.
Donate one toy.
Just one toy, just $25. Everybody can make a difference. And that's the most important thing, I think, is to make a difference. And now
Lindy-
I'm going to shut up and let her talk.
Tell us about the Spirit of Giving.
So the Spirit of Giving was started about 20 years ago by Barbara Schmidt, who's a local philanthropist in our area, and she actually had a Christmas party at her home. And she asked her guests not to bring a hostess gift, but to bring a gift for a child in need. Well, she got 600 toys at this holiday party.
Wow.
So she reached out to the local nonprofits here in Boca Raton back then, and they all needed toys because they all had children that they would dealt with during the course of the year, and they needed to give them holiday gifts. So they were thrilled to receive that from her. But she kept meeting with them and realizing that they really weren't talking to each other back then. The word collaboration really wasn't a thing 20 years ago, and I think maybe they were afraid that someone might steal a donor, and so anyway, she kept meeting, and they said, it would be so effective for our community if we could network together and meet together and collaborate, and we would be so much better for our community. So that's how the Spirit of Giving was born. So we are a collaborative nonprofit, and we have 97 nonprofit members under our umbrella, all here in Palm Beach County. We have a few in northern Broward, but it started originally in southern Palm Beach County, and we just keep creeping up north in the county because everybody wants to be together. We have monthly meetings every month, and I bring in relevant trainers and speakers to the nonprofit world and other resources, and so it gives us a chance to be together and talk to each other and see how we can help each other, and it's a fabulous. So that makes me the happiest when we're meeting with our members. So we do 4 main signature programs a year, and the first one being the holiday gift drive. So our members are able to register their children, and the children actually pick out a gift wish, a personal gift wish. We create a catalog from birth through 18 years old of gifts in about the $25 range, so it's a significant gift. It's not a dollar store gift. And so the kids look at this catalog and pick out what they want. And we create gift tags, and I have one here that I'm showing. And on the back, it has a little sticker, and it will have the child's name and age and gender, their gift wish. It will also have the agency that represents them. And then we got very technological during COVID. There's a QR code that takes you right to Amazon for that gift. And then you can get shipped to our office, or we have lots of public drop-off spots too. In Boca Raton, every single fire station is a public gift drop-off spot. So if you bought a gift, you could just take it to the fire station, and there's a big box of ours there. So of our 97 members, probably about 63 of them have children that they've done this with. Some of our members don't deal with children and families. They have other nonprofit agencies. And we have 7,000 gift requests this year. It is our largest
How
ever.
many kids are you looking to help
7,000.
7,000.
7,000
in our community?
in our community.
Holy cow.
That's a whole lot of community.
It's
But
a
it
whole lot
takes
of
the
kids.
whole community. It takes the village. So we have about 110 different collection sites, apartment buildings and offices and book groups and churches and schools. We have the PEB Enterprises so thankfully they donated an empty office space for us, 6,200 square foot, that we can have our toy warehouse where we can get all these toys delivered to, dropped off, sorted, and then distributed out of. It just takes a village to do this. We need volunteers to help us. We need people to help bring the gifts in. We need people to collect gifts for us. It just takes the whole community to get this done.
What a tremendous undertaking. First of all, you got 7,000 kids. And for people who think Boca Raton is this
Bougie.
good word, bougie community where there are not people in need, listen again to what Lindy says. 7,000
7,000.
just within our community.
Yes.
That is unbelievable.
We should call our
We should be a
camera-
collection site. We should do a whole lot of things.
our camera lady and let her do the
The toy drive, the collection drive.
with
Well,
the
we'll be more than
pictures.
happy to do whatever we can do here.
So we are still looking for people to collect gifts. We do have a deadline of Monday, December 6th for the deadline for gifts because we have to bring them into our space, sort them, and then distribute them to all the individual agencies. We take cash donations because we are buying gifts. The Amazon man came right before I came over here, and I said, "Hey, can you put all those boxes right in my car so I can take them to our toy warehouse?" So we purchase a lot of the gifts, so we need cash to reimburse us for that. We need volunteers. It takes many hands to be able to unpack and figure out where the toy gifts are, if it's the right gift for the right child, and then get it into the pile for each agency. We need lots of volunteers.
And then everything needs to get delivered to the correct agency, labeled with the correct child.
Yes, the agencies come to our toy warehouse to pick them up. That's why we need the deadline so early, because every agency does something different for their children.
Lindy, this is not an undertaking. This is a mission, a message. This is tremendous. Ted, holy cow.
Like I said.
Wow. I cannot believe. You talk
So-
about what the holiday season is all about.
It's about the spirit of giving.
It's about
It's
the
about the
spirit of
spirit of
giving.
giving. That is unbelievable.
So this is such a great thing to see the kids' faces when they get these gifts. So some of the agencies give them out at schools, as like from their teacher, they'll get them. Some of the agencies actually give them to the parents so that the kids will have something under their tree that day.
Wow.
Everyone does it differently, but we are so thrilled to be able to create so many smiles.
Do you have a
And we do
website?
it.
Yeah.
We do it at the schools. So each one of our special classrooms after school, right? We get all the kids together at that particular school, maybe 50 kids or 70 kids, and we play Santa Claus. We have their name, but the thing that's so beautiful about it is the child has picked the toy.
Very personal.
And then they forget about it, kind of. They forget that they picked this toy, right? And then all of a sudden, it shows up. It's like, how many times did you unwrap something and you say, well, maybe that's not the greatest thing for me. This is something the child actually picked.
These are children here in our community. These are Boys and Girls Club of Boca. This is the Fuller Center children. These are local schools in our area. I mean, these are our community's children. This isn't Toys for Tots that make it shipped out of state, or these are our children, and
Supporting
our
our
community
community.
needs to help them.
What is your website for people to get more information?
www.spiritofgivingnetwork.com.
We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, can you stay for a little bit longer? More to come, the spirit of giving as we kick off this holiday season. There's nothing like kicking off the holiday season with doing some good work in our community and your community for the kids. I love the QR code too. Anyone can donate.
Anyone can donate.
Stay tuned, WGHT. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, and we'll be right back.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
A successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And hello to all you beautiful people out there. I am scrunched in this tiny little box, as you can see. But you know what this calls for? It calls for the good news of the day. And from our first story from the New York Times, this past Monday, President Biden has pardoned his 2 turkeys for this Thanksgiving holiday. And the names of those turkeys are Chocolate and Chip. So as tasty as that sounds, these turkeys won't be eaten, thankfully. So remember, go vegan. But they will live out their lives on the North Carolina State University's campus. So that's pretty nice to see. They get to live out their lives. On to the next story from Good News Network. A Danish artist named Thomas Dambo has built a community of giant recycled wooden trolls in Western Australia. For all you radio people, you can't see this out there, but if you go to the Facebook page of Brooklyn Cafe, you just got to take a look at this image because it's just absolutely outstanding what this person just created. He quoted, "For me, trolls represent the voice of nature." And you just got to look these images up because they're just absolutely amazing looking. But if we go on to the next image, because we have a parade coming up tomorrow that is probably one of the most well-known parades of just throughout the nation. But some fun facts for that parade from Bucket List Events. Felix the Cat debuted in 1927 as the first giant balloon. And once again, just you got to look at this image because it's just a towering balloon of Felix the Cat. It's just so funny to see. And each year, it takes the parade studio team a group of 50,000 plus hours of labor to make sure every detail is perfect for the Thanksgiving Day parade. Yeah. So imagine being a producer there. Nah, I'm good. Oh, that's just way too stressful for me. Over 30 skilled artists work on the parade every year, and it estimates that 50 million plus viewers tune in to NBC Network to watch the parade. For all you New Yorkers out there, according to AccuWeather, it has a 9.5 out of 10 rating for the weather tomorrow. For it should be a beautiful Thanksgiving Day parade. Should be beautiful sunny weather out there. Even in your South Florida local community, it has a partly cloudy weather tomorrow for a beautiful Thanksgiving Day. And this has been your good news segment of the day. Remember, we always share the good news and never the bad. And now back to the show.
I love that.
He always does that ending, doesn't he?
I got to tell you, one of the best things I think about Thanksgiving is the Macy's Day Parade.
You know, I lived in New York 42 years and never went. And now I want to go because I'm not there.
Do you remember the story? I don't remember who told us the story when they started Macy's as the store and it moved from, who was that? Pastor Bill. They moved the store. Macy's started in one location and it wasn't successful. And then he moved it as another store to another location and another location. And finally, after failing like eight times on their location, moved it to where you all know Macy's is. And that all of those failures sometimes bring to the greatest gifts.
He did a lot of that parody stuff where people got together, the chocolate Reese's.
Yes.
He talked about how two failed companies got together and they made it happen as well. But it just goes to show you persistence, roots and wings, persistence.
Roots and wings, and now you look at the spirit of giving, putting 97 collaborative organizations and nonprofits in our community together to give back to the kids. That is truly the spirit of giving. And for people who are listening, you said we can do this online and virtually.
From anywhere, right?
From anywhere. So during COVID, we had to get very creative and pivot because we normally put these physical gift tags out in the community and no one was in the community. No one was in their office. They were all working remotely. So we created a portal and it's on our website. So you can actually go to our website, spiritofgivingnetwork.com. And under the holiday gift drive, there's a link and you can create your own gift card and you can say, I want a girl, I want a boy, I want a 2-year-old, I want a 15-year-old, and you can pick the agency. I want to give to Roots and Wings kids. And it'll pop up a gift tag. It'll have all the names of the kids and the toys that they want, and then you can pick which one you would like to buy and donate to them.
So you can certainly pick more than one, I'm assuming.
Of course you can.
I remember when my kids were little for Hanukkah, I would take one night of their Hanukkah, and they knew this going in, so instead of the 8 nights of gifts, they would get 7, and one night would be to go to somebody else. So they would we'd have to go pick out a tag, whether on a tree or at synagogue, and they would pick a kid that was on the giving tree, and we would go shopping, and we would go to Toys R Us back in the day, right, when it was there, and they picked out and they fulfilled these kids' wish lists, and that was one of their nights of giving back. So I was thinking we should do that again here.
Speaking of Toys R Us, Macy's actually has a Toys R Us store within their store now. And Macy's gave us a $1,500 grant of gift cards, and we were able to go shopping at the Toys R Us in Macy's in Boca Raton at Town Center Mall.
What is it, on one of their own floor?
It's on the second floor. I think.
What is that like now? I mean, Toys R Us used to be just massive.
So it's a big area. It's probably a quarter of that floor, but it's fun. It was very fun. So we got to go and we had big carts, and we knew we had all this money we could spend with the gift cards, and we just started loading up the carts. And I think we got about 100 toys out of that and they gave us the Black Friday specials too. So thank you, Macy's Boca Raton.
$1,500. That's incredible.
Yeah. Like I said, it takes a village to do this. Every little bit we can do, it helps. I mean,
and
we try to connect.
For you.
This is full time for me.
And you also said you have another program that you do back to school.
So in the summertime, let me talk about one other program first.
Okay.
So right at the same time, we are also the official charity of the Boca Raton Bowl, the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, which is held here at the FAU Stadium. So ESPN connected with us, and we are their official charity partner, and they help us throughout the whole season. And we, in turn, they give us free tickets that they don't sell to the general public. And so we are able to distribute free tickets to this national NCAA sanctioned football bowl game in Boca Raton to all of our nonprofits, to their clients, to their staff, to their volunteers, to schools, to veterans groups, to youth sports teams, and I have lots of vouchers at my office. And so if you're interested in going to the bowl game, I can get you a voucher to redeem for a ticket the day of the game.
I'd like to use that and put it on the radio, maybe come up with some way of tying this together so we could do something.
That's right.
Oh,
You
that's
give
a
us a
great
holiday
idea.
gift, we'll give you some tickets to go to see the
I
game.
love
And so, yeah, we love the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. It's an amazing event to see. And we're hoping with our nonprofit partners, some of these children and families will be able to go to a college campus and see a national bowl game and maybe inspire them to go further with their education.
What does it feel like for you on a personal level to be able to do and give the gifts that you get every day?
It is the most fulfilling thing ever.
Did you ever think when you were raising your kids that you would have this opportunity?
So when I moved here and started having children here in Boca Raton, and I came from the DC area, and I worked there, but when I moved here, I was staying at home for a while, and I volunteered all over the community, and I loved that. I love doing events, and this just kind of got me ready to get into this nonprofit world, and I love connecting with our other nonprofits and making an impact on this community. I love what our nonprofit, I'm so proud of all of our nonprofit members, what they're doing with the children or whoever they're serving, but I love connecting with them on a personal level.
You know, in the nonprofit world, it's not an easy world. It always looks so glamorous and you're always giving back. It's truly a business. You have to, raise money. Ted knows you got to get the grants and you have to spend it the right way. You have to document it the right way because it's not just free money. It has to be allocated where it needs to be allocated. This is a lot of work for both of you.
Yes.
Maybe you love it. And I know Ted, we've known Ted for years. What does it feel like for you to be involved in this community during the holiday season?
It's inspiring when you can, especially you have an idea you want to give back, and my wife and I wanted to set this thing up, and when she passed away, that was the inspiration to go and begin this journey. But the journey meanders like everything else. You start because you start on a third grade level trying to help kids, and all of a sudden somebody says, well, if you started at first grade, and let me give you, I have a guy gave us $45,000 to do first grades in these 9 schools this year. I mean, you just never know when you turn. People say to me, well, why don't you ask for money? And I said, because I can never ask you to give more than what you would be giving otherwise, right? So I can give you the problem, I can give you the situation, like 7,000 toys that we need, right? And then it's up to you. Are you going to be part of the solution, or are you going to sit on your rear end and not do something? Because everyone can help a little. Whether it's opening a door and smiling at somebody, and we can all make a difference in this world, and we have to choose to do that. And it's not hard to do that. It just means we got to change our framework a little bit in the morning and be glad we got up and we're living and we're breathing. And once we do that, then we can say, well, what difference can I make? And, whether it's $5 for somebody or a smile for somebody or opening the door for somebody, we can all make a difference. And so for me, being part of an organization, one of the things that I always have felt since the very beginning is you have to collaborate with other people. And so the minute that I knew that there was this organization, it was the thing that I just had to do. I had to join it because it's great to talk to other people. One of the things that when I first came down here, you talk about figuring stuff out. We had to do the 990. You have to do a business plan. You have to follow the government's requirements, Well, who knows how to do that? You don't know how to do that if you just follow your own stuff, So anyway, it's so great to be part of an organization like Spirit of Giving.
Well, and it's so great what you do, Ted, also. I mean, not to be not talked about while we're here on New York and New Jersey radio. Roots and Wings is something really that you and your wife developed at a time where you promised her you would move forward and you would help the kids in our community, and it started with just one. You didn't suddenly have 666 kids.
No. When started with 30 kids.
You had just won the Impact 100 award. You had won like a $100,000 grant, I believe it was.
Right, we won that. We've been with, we have so many different organizations now that help support us. And like you say, they give us a donation specific to doing something. So you have to honor that request, whether it's to a school. Jim Moran is very interested in one particular school, Orchard View. So they gave us two $50,000 gifts to expand our program. We have 150 kids at that school. 1st through 5th grade, learning how to read, learning how to be successful, learning how to feel better about themselves, you know.
And you've tracked these kids now, I'm sure. You've done the studies and the research to track them from when they came to you to where they are now.
Correct.
What are you seeing when you look back and they come back to you and say, Ted, what Roots and Wings did, or they go back to their teachers in their schools and said, because of you, I...
You know, it's interesting because to me, it's always about, it isn't about the group, it's about one kid at a time, because that's how you measure things, you know? So we had a child, and I'm gonna try not to cry, but I'm gonna read this letter because this is a woman who gave us, we delivered a bike to a child who had lost a bike in his transportation from New Jersey to here. And for 2 years, he didn't have a bike. And he became part of our reading program. And he gained enough score to merit getting a free bike that we got from Boca West Children's Foundation. We got 137 bikes. 20% of our kids had gained a year's worth of knowledge in half a year. And so this kid got this bike. So when we raised the curtain at Hammock Point, and this kid saw this bike that was his after 2 years, well, you can just imagine what it meant to him. But so the mother wrote this letter to my board, not to me, to my board, and said, I want to start by sharing my overwhelming gratitude for Project Uplift. This past few years have been especially challenging for the world with COVID, but some of the deepest impact has been with the children. My son started kindergarten in New Jersey in September of 19. At that time, COVID had not yet come along and school was in person. He was a happy, outgoing child, full of energy and excited to learn. Before the foundation was able to be put forth for reading, COVID hit. By early 2020, school quickly became a computer screen. All this was uncharted territory for the schools. The rest of his kindergarten education turned to 30 minutes a day on a Zoom call with his class. Wow. Any assignments were to be done independently at home. I did my best to help him learn, even went as far as hiring a reading tutor independently at home. I did my best to help him. We eventually moved into 1st grade, a bit more hours of learning, still in front of the screen. He fell further behind in reading, and it was reflective in his diminished confidence. Following that school year, we made a huge change. As a family, we relocated down to South Florida. The frustration of not being able to read and struggling with those skills transformed my happy child into an anxious and sad child. It was devastating as a parent to watch my child struggle emotionally. The 2021 school year began with him not reading at all. The school was incredible, and the teachers immediately provided additional resources. I started to see changes like reading signs on streets and buildings. By the end of winter break, there were small glimpses he was finding his way, catching up, learning. However, it wasn't until he accepted into your Project Uplift, where he was given 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, focused into extra reading help, that I saw him soar. He is reading every free moment he has. He loves the investigations site series and Fly Guy. He is outgrowing books left and right and graduating to more complex storylines. But most of all, he is smiling. By giving the gift of reading, you open doors to him to unknown worlds. He has no limits to escape now. He only can explore. He is confident and so happy. He is even helping his younger sisters in kindergarten begin to read with the tools he learned. The program has been such an incredible gift to my family. I am beyond grateful for the support you have given to the community. I feel that reading unlocks the gateway to all dreams as a child. I can see that my son feels empowered, and that energy is allowing him to not only be successful with reading, but also his other subjects. You have opened up imagination and ignited a love for learning that I thought had been lost. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Wow.
Powerful stuff.
That's why we do it.
That's why you do what
That's
you do.
why we do it.
That's why, nothing better than the day before Thanksgiving to say to everyone, this is why communities do what we do. And we live in such a fantastic community. You lose sight of how many kids and families are in need because everyone gets so caught up in their own world and their cars and their homes and keeping food on their table. You forget that somewhere out there, someone else needs a little hug, a book, a bike, a holiday gift, and even just some hope, even a Christmas tree. Can we donate money, maybe Christmas trees or anything else? Or is it all gifts?
No, we take donations also. Like I mentioned, we can let the Spirit of Giving elves do the shopping if you
Oh,
don't
I
want to
love
buy
that.
it. Yeah.
Our community's great. When the kids were little, we go Christmas Eve to Dixie Manor, sorry.
Yeah, so that's Boca Housing and Pearl City Cats. They're our members also.
We would
So
go
they
to Dixie Manor every Christmas Eve, and there would be Christmas and the elves, and they would come out of the vans, and they would deliver gifts to every single person's door. And this is how I raise my kids, about giving back and doing what we have to do to support the community and seeing what other people live like.
I gave a presentation to a Boca Chamber breakfast meeting earlier this year, talking to business owners, local business owners, about the need to have a social impact. Our newer generations that are coming up, these 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, they want to work for a company that has a social impact. They're not willing to work for a company just to make money. They want to know what you're doing for your community.
It's very different. It's amazing what you guys are all doing. And Ted, what you've done, the amount of children and lives you've touched. And the teachers, you give the teachers a chance also to really hone in on the kids that need that extra work and not have to single them out in the classroom.
Well, and then the other part
Steve,
of our
hold your
program,
mic.
as you know, is rewarding the teachers.
Right?
Mike?
Is rewarding the teachers by surprise, because we don't pick the teachers. We send out a survey and we go into the classrooms and go into the lunchroom and maybe into the dining. One of the janitors gets a surprise. Last year we did one to a janitor at Plamosa. He was the only janitor there. They had not been able to hire another janitor, so he was working like 2 shifts because he wanted to make sure that the school was clean for the kids. You just don't understand kind of sometimes what goes on in these places, but we do the best we can, and like I said, the most important thing right now is to get toys to 7,000 kids. That's the most important.
Can you believe?
Sure, I can believe.
7,000.
And one day it'll be 700,000. You don't know because you don't know. Creativity and the longevity and your pursuit of doing what you do, we all applaud what you've done, because if you think about it, you took a step, and all those that now come and take steps with you, it all started with that one step. So I take off my hat to you, because every kid should have a shot. I'm about to become a granddad again.
Again, 4.
Again. And my kids I guarantee you, will want to get involved because they understand. We used to do it in New York. And that's why it's great to have New York on the line. You can do it from up there. You can contact them. You can call in. You know something? It's about gratitude this year. We've been saying that from the beginning. Call in. You'll feel better about yourself for doing it. And I got to tell you something. If we don't do it, we're all going to suffer this thing in the long run. Yeah. It's time we all do something positive. From New York, all my guys up in the Bronx, let's do this. Get a phone call. You don't know? Call me. I'll tell you what to call.
And the social impact, you're right, is what you can teach your kids. If you are able and you have the extra $25 in your household to support another child, imagine the gift you're giving your children to teach them about giving back and giving to others also. The message is just tremendous. It's more than the dollar. It's about teaching community and giving back and extension, as you always say. You guys are both so amazing. Lindy, give out that website again.
spiritofgivingnetwork.com.
And Ted?
www.rootsandwingsinc.org.
You had something else you were going to tell us. You had something else you were going to say before that?
Well, the only other thing is that she really needs to tell you about her back to school.
I might have to come on for another one.
All right, give us, before we wrap up the 1 o'clock hour, give us a quick.
We do a big, huge back to school PBC program in the summer. We take over an entire school, and we have about 5,000 children come through our doors to get everything they need for the school year.
Wow.
They get to pick out their backpacks, all their school supplies, new shoes, new socks, uniform shirts, health assessments, physicals, food, everything.
Wow.
What you're doing is incredible. You know what the kids love? They want to feel like they're like everybody else. So they go in and they pick their I love that you do that. They pick their backpack. They pick their notebook. They're empowered to pick what they like. It's not just given to them. So you're giving them the full back to school opportunity, and they don't know any different because for them, this is where they get their supplies. Everyone wants a new backpack for school. That's incredible how you do what you do. Well, if you need volunteers, we got a lot of people in here that I'm sure
We'd love to have
would love to come volunteer.
Great.
And your location, it's got to be right in the area.
So our office is right here in Boca, but our toy warehouse is right at FAU Research Park.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so
before
much for having us.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Ted, for inviting me.
Ted and Lindy.
You know, I'm one of your biggest fans.
The spirit of giving, Roots and Wings. It's always about giving back to our community. And check out what's going on in your local community. You can always find the website here and give a little bit back to both. To our crew and everyone, we're going to see you on the other side of this break. WGHT, New York, New Jersey. Enjoy the parade. Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you all on the other side of this commercial break.
Don't go away.
When it comes to investigative services, you can't settle for inattentive or irresponsible services. PI Network of Florida is a firm that you can rely on for actionable insight for personal or professional matters. From surveillance and insurance claims to background checks and identity theft, the investigative services are extensive. With over 30 years experience and 2 decades of serving the community, PI Network of Florida is trustworthy and reliable. Call today at 786-768-4394. Trust your gut. Trust PI Network of Florida.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. A special edition of the Night Train. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Jaycee Dreesen, and I'm here to spread the love of music and the memories that we have at this special time of year at Thanksgiving. We all have those special memories, right? Being with our families, that's what it's all about. So sit back, let's reflect, right? As my musical idol would say, Barbra Streisand, let's reflect. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful and yes, what's too painful to remember? We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter, and we will remember.
back.
The music of Jaycee Dreesen. Check that out tomorrow night again on the Jaycee Dreesen Show. 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock tomorrow night right here on Amp Media Productions and the Jaycee Dreesen Show. She's also going to be live Tuesday night at La Sorrel, one of her sponsors of the show. And I have to tell you, the food at La Sorrel,
It's pretty good.
did you see? There was a little boy, I saw a post on social media, a little boy went into an Italian restaurant and he wanted to order lasagna. And instead he called it a vagina. And apparently the mother wanted to thank the server for not laughing at this little boy when he ordered his lasagna and used the wrong name. So I don't know what they talk about in their house, but apparently the mother was like a huge thank you. Imagine sitting down with Joey and him ordering the tape measure? No, I don't know what he's measuring, but it's like he's fishing over there. What is your favorite food for Thanksgiving?
All of it.
As a kid, what was your favorite? All of it?
All of it.
Did your mom have a specialty?
My mother made enough food. Turkey, ham, pork, chicken. My mother went across the gamut. Because everybody had a wanting. For some reason, my mother felt obligated to give everybody what they want.
Did you feed the whole building?
Whole building.
Your apartment?
It was like an open door. And it's funny because people that know me, they do things differently. I guess maybe things have changed, so you invite people to come over, so 5 people coming, 10
Well, you
people.
were in an apartment building, right? So the doors are probably open. You knew everybody. You lived with all of these people. You even moved together to different buildings.
It didn't matter because when people started coming home from the Vietnam War, I think it was 72, 73, so Sotolino would come and he had 5 of his guys from his unit. And my mother used to say, come on, everybody come in. So she used to cook for everybody. It wasn't how many. My father used to say, is Salty coming? Is Carlos coming? Is Coco coming? Is these guys the names? They had nicknames. And who they brought, it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. It was about feeding all who came through the door.
It's about being together.
Unbelievable. It was an unbelievable time. And I feel that now is that time when you want to give back. You want to say thank you. You want to say, I live in gratitude because I never understood how important that word was. Until we just went through this thing with COVID and you got the Ukraine situation, you got all these hostilities all over the place, you got massive shootings. Sometimes you have to look up and say, God, how much of a test are we supposed to take? It's just not easy. But I look around, I look at what the kids do, I look at the shows that they produce, I look at how hard they try to get it right. Even Alex this morning with the sounds and
He came in, he set up that board. He's brand new to doing this.
He tried.
Yep.
Braxton trying to get a sponsor for Cooking with Chaos. I was talking to Bailey this morning about being cognizant of the fact that you are now in the real deal. This is the major leagues, and we're about to take a leap. And you guys out there don't understand, but we're about to take a leap into the majors. We're going to be doing a lot more platforms. There's going to be a lot more tapings, a lot more live. A lot of things interacting at the same time. So here we go.
What do you guys think about the spirit of giving? What did you think about the interview? Did you hear it? You heard it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not what you have to do, but it's kind of what you should do. Because it will not just help them, it'll help you internally. And it'll help your soul as well, too.
So I'm thinking I want to figure out how we as a cafe, as a production house, can give back to as many of these kids in our community as possible. The volunteering's easy. We can always go help set up, organize, and do all of that. But think about how many kids are looking forward to that Christmas gift under the tree that they wouldn't get if people in our community didn't step up and give back to them.
We can always do something like Toys for Tots. Like we just give away unwanted toys, like unused toys.
I don't think it was that, but I think it's just people have to go out and witness it to truly understand it. Because I mean, I've always had a spoiled Christmas, so I don't know how it is to not have anything. So I guess it's going out there and just witnessing it with your own eyes and seeing the harsh truth of reality.
About giving back. It's a different sense of the feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Opens up your eyes. So I think I want to go online and see what gifts and see what we can do and give back to these kids.
Like, I think in a way, children do deserve to be spoiled. Not in the sense of like doing everything as they wish. Just like in the sense of like give them something nice for the holidays. Like,
was there one toy when you were growing up as a kid that you remember that you really wanted for Christmas or Hanukkah that you said, "Oh gosh, I really want this," and then you got it, and you were just thrilled and excited?
I think so. When I was very young, me and my little sister always loved like. Do you know what like little pet shops are?
Sure.
Okay, they're
like the little My Little Pony little pet shops. They're like little tiny, yeah.
Somewhat like not really like ponies, more like just like little like animal dolls that have like little magnets on the bottom of them. We used to be obsessed. Me and my sister used to be obsessed with those, and we would beg our mom to like. We would beg our mom like, oh my God, can we get this one, this play set, and this play set, and this play. Actually, I got a better story. Okay. So we, actually, I have a better example. Do you know what Neopets are? Okay, they're like little dolls, and they're like it's like a little web browser site for children, and like at one point they had like McDonald's plushies, and me, my sister, and including my older brother, all three of us were obsessed, and we begged our mom for like, Mom, can we get like 6 of those for Christmas? Like all three of us did, and you know what happened? During Christmas, we did. We got like 60 of them, and some of them I still have to this day.
Josh, how about you?
It's nothing like that, but
yeah, no, I don't think any of us had anything quite like that. 60 toys for Christmas, but
60 plushies, just little ones.
In 2nd grade, I think it was, I got. It wasn't my first electric guitar, but it was like the essential guitar of rock and roll. Just the look of it, and I kind of like fell in love with just the culture and style of everything that came with that one guitar. And I think with that, it brought me into music, and it brought me into a more directional path of where I want to go and what I want to do.
It's all thanks to that electric guitar.
I wonder, military, how about you? See if he comes out.
He'll come out.
He's coming up. Oh, and I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago, I got a football. And opening up a football was the coolest thing ever, because I've never gotten like a something that, I don't want to say simple, but just something like that under a tree. I always got like clothes or something like that, and just getting a football is kind of cool.
How about you?
What was it?
Is there a gift that stands out that you asked for Christmas?
I don't remember any as like a kid. I can think of like a recent one. Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. My birthday and Christmas are a couple days apart, so I asked my parents for like Dolphins tickets, and like not only they got me Dolphins tickets, but they got like club seats, like the box seats that are like super expensive. It was like the best birthday ever.
When's your birthday?
The 30th of December.
Oh, that's coming up.
Dolphins lost, but
of course they did.
It's funny, I never asked for anything growing up because I knew that we couldn't get it. We didn't have that kind of money. And I got a lot of clothes. I got that G.I. Joe. Remember they used to have the eye in the head that you could look through? Mm-hmm. He said, I got that one.
Like the Bionic Man?
Bionic Man, yeah. And then the G.I. Joe was the one with the Kung Fu grip. I'll never forget that. And then one year, I think it was in the 4th or 5th grade, I really did really well in school. And my parents felt so guilty that they went out and they asked Harry, my brother, and Juji, and they got me all the sports toys. You remember there was these games you used to play like table tennis and basketball? I had that one in basketball, football, baseball, talking football, all of these things. And I sat there in shock. I didn't know how to handle it because I never got that many toys like that. I got a lot of clothes. And we played it Christmas night all throughout the night. I was a kid, all night till 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'll never forget that. And then after that, I started giving my toys away. What else is new? I felt bad for those that didn't have. And I said, here, take it, or here, bring it back. They never did. It's just unbelievable. I got a football one time, and I got a plastic helmet, Dallas Cowboys. But it was plastic, and they told me, don't go playing with this tackle. And I did, and almost busted my head open.
I've asked for a helmet for the past 4 years of like an authentic Eagles helmet because I wanted to wear that during the games, so I can feel like I'm part of
You should.
part of the
Put
team.
a beer can
I'm one of
in
the
it.
pairs. Yeah,
You should. You want an Eagles helmet?
I want an Eagles helmet. Yeah.
It's funny, when everyone starts working here, they always ask their Santa or their parents, they always want a new camera. So I haven't heard of any of you guys asking anyone for a new
Or a
camera
new
yet.
laptop.
Or a new laptop, a new camera.
You know what?
I need
want
a new lens. I'll say that. I think Canon, they make like, it's called a red something. I don't know, but it has a red ring around it.
Hmm?
Those lenses are beautiful looking.
You know what I want for Christmas? An external hard drive.
An external hard drive. So Mayora, we're
Mayora,
asking,
what do you want for Christmas?
or was there any Christmas gift as a kid that really stood out in your mind?
I want to shout out Danny for giving me the mic when I just walked out.
He's like, huh, what?
What do I want for Christmas? A better paycheck.
Times have changed. He doesn't want football.
Nice car that doesn't break down.
Didn't you just get this car?
I did get a car.
And it's broken down?
No, it's making some noises.
Take it across the street.
I'll see what I can do.
But when you were a kid, was there one Christmas gift that you picked out and you said, I really want that, and you got it, and it was this amazing wow?
When I was a kid, my grandparents were mad at me because I didn't want anything. So I really have to think. I guess there was a book that I really wanted when I was a kid, Lemon Thumps. It's like a fantasy book. I got it and I read it, but I guess I'm just a boring person when it comes to the Christmas stuff.
That's not boring. I was the same way. I didn't want
books are good
anything,
gifts.
I asked my parents if I could ride the subway in New York at the age of 12 alone.
Did they
To go down to 3rd Avenue after school to start a job 4 to 8. I was 12 years old. And they said yes. I'll never forget Mr. Einhorn, the principal of the school, picked me out of 1,000, 10,000, whatever the number was, and the gym. He said, come up and see me. He got me this job. It was called Frank's Army and Navy, which is a well-known, Frank's Army and Navy in New York is well-known. I met the owner. His sons hired me, and I worked there all summer. I made my own money. At 12 years of age, I used to take the train by myself, go down. My father used to pick me up on payday because 3rd Avenue was nothing to mess around with. It was very dangerous. I met all the gangs. I did all the colors for the gangs, the Hells Angels, all of them. They taught me how to sew. They taught me how to sell sneakers. They taught me all this stuff about clothing and everything else. I was a born salesman. I had a sales book. And I bought my first dog, Nina, with my own money.
At 12, you bought Nina?
Yes, I was 12. It cost me $600. I went to a place where they only breeded blue-eyed huskies, and I bought Nina. My money, I spent it. After that,
Who walked Nina?
my father,
Who fed Nina?
my mother.
No, Nina's a husky that you've got in New York.
She was a husky. And of all the things that I could spend my money on, I spent it on
You
her.
bought a dog.
I bought a dog.
But you love that dog. You love Nina. You talk about her all the time.
But I'm going to tell you, I worked so
Wait.
hard, and I asked to have the opportunity to work. I mean, who does that? You know, you
That-
want sneakers, you want shoes. Who does that? Mom, I just want to work. And I did it.
Oh, that explains the one of the mugs.
Yes,
It's a
exactly.
husky.
That explains the
Oh.
mug.
Freddie, you actually reminded me I do want something still, and I wanted it since I was like 14, and
Okay.
it was or
A dog?
is a Siberian Husky.
Do you?
Or an Alaskan Klekai, which is like a smaller version of it.
A smaller version.
Wow.
Check the back.
Actually, funny enough, you know what else I want? You know what else I want for Christmas? My own pet. Like maybe like a.
Get a turtle.
A goldfish.
Turtles are fun.
Have you guys ever given to a giving tree or taken a child's name off a tree in the mall and donated a toy?
I've never seen that.
Really?
I want to say I did.
I don't go to malls. I find them
Well, I
very
don't know if they
scary.
still have it now. Now everything is online, like we had Spirit of Giving today to do that.
No, I don't remember ever seeing that.
I've done the donating to the troops thing where you get like a shoebox or something, you fill it full of like essential items.
Oh, that's cool. Is there a holiday drive for the troops?
There has to be.
There has to be.
Yeah, we participated in one when I was younger. Just like you give them a box full of something, so we always put like toothpaste or socks or something that they would need.
You know, it's really funny when Freddie and Gio and Sarah went to school. Sarah went to Georgia, University of Georgia, and Freddie went to wherever he went. Linda made care packages where you send off all of this stuff, food, cologne, deodorant, and they send it off. And I never heard of that before. I was laughing and I says, you made this up. But apparently it's a thing where you send off care packages.
To who?
To people. You call the school and there's a list and you just send these care packages and they get it. And then you get a phone call, thank you, or you get a letter or something. Never heard of that until I came to Florida.
Is social impact initiative important to you guys?
Social impact?
What's that mean?
Well, she was talking about it, like Josh said, about witnessing giving a gift to a child who's never had, of being part of a social impact initiative, of, you know, not just always having all your toys and your everything, but maybe not even just donating, but actually watching and being a part of the give.
I think it's more impactful instead of just donating $10 to a random organization. It's more impactful just giving your time to those people.
So you'd like to volunteer, not versus giving a gift.
I'd rather
but-
volunteer instead of giving them whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we should take care of that as well.
Well, it's interesting because I've been on both sides of this thing. I told you the story when I was in McDonald's with Michelle and Freddie and Gio, and these parents came up to me and says, "Aren't you Coach Santori?" And I said, "Yeah." And the kid was graduating from the University of Michigan football team, and he gave me 2 tickets. He says, "I've been looking for you everywhere for a year, and here are 2 tickets. You're the reason my son is going to the University of Michigan and plays football. He had played for me." And I was shocked, and Michelle was like, "Did you set this up?" I says, "No." I couldn't even remember who the kid was. That's how far back it went. So sometimes you get involved in these things. Irving makes me laugh. Irving starts to cry when he sees some of the stories and some of the lives that you touch. Now, I wish I could do something in the reading aspect, because that's long term. We did it with sports, try to keep them off the streets and get them physically ready.
Hey, Freddie, who's Michelle?
She lives in Boston.
Who?
That's my ex-wife.
Oh.
And at the time, we had a lot of kids in the organization. Nothing as complicated as we just witnessed here as well. But I got to tell you, it fills your heart when they come up to you and they say, "Hey, I'm a doctor. Hey, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this." And you had something to do with that, even if it's just pointing them in the right direction.
Imagine there's 7,000 kids in Boca Raton that need and want Christmas gifts.
Well, we had talked about, ladies and gentlemen, we have a show that we're going to be putting on Monday nights called After Hours, which we've done in the past, but not like we're going to do now. And we talked about taking road trips. So one of the road trips I would like to do is going back to Toys R Us at Macy's. Because, you know, I'm a big kid at heart.
Yes.
I love Macy's. I mean, you'll see me play with the toys. You'll see me doing what. So I want to put that into part of Jingle Jam, which is going to be happening in December.
There's more to come.
Yeah.
Got to give back. So I think it's time to continue to give back to the community as much as we can. Maya, what are your plans for the weekend?
What are you doing tomorrow?
What do you do for Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. I am doing something now. My mom's coming back from Louisiana, so...
You cooking?
I already did that. I'm not doing that again.
How was your Friendsgiving?
It was really fun. They were... it was my first time cooking like a roaster whole, so they were making fun of me the whole time, but they didn't get E. coli, so I won.
How'd it go? Good?
It was good. It tasted really good, too.
Have you guys ever taken that thing you put outside, it's oil, and you roast the turkey?
Deep fry it?
Deep fry. You ever done that? Have you ever seen that?
I've seen it.
Never deep fry a frozen turkey.
Why?
The fire department showed a video. Did you see this?
The ice will pop.
The freaking thing exploded. There was fire on the grass. It was all over the place.
That happened
Don't
to
do
me.
that.
It happened to my arm.
You put a frozen turkey?
Frozen French fries in oil on a
Don't
skillet.
do that.
Freddie, did you ever have
It
like the whole
burns up my
pig
whole arm.
growing up?
A what?
Like a whole pig? Like
Papa, are you talking to a Puerto Rican?
my grandpa picked one out and he seasoned it so great. It was like the best like pork I've ever had. I only had it once.
I was a child, and I had the blood bucket, and they missed.
Freddie, what's
and
a
I
blood
was
bucket?
like Carrie. Remember the movie
Don't ask,
Carrie?
Bailey.
The
I'm
blood is
curious.
captured on the
Think
pork,
it
on the
through.
pig, because they make a delicacy with it. But they used to cut it, sling it, and then I used to be like this.
Oh.
Over the pit. And then they used to take it, used to bury it, put the banana leaves on it. I'm gonna tell you, bro, been there, done that.
Everyone out there, please go vegan and save the animals.
So that's the one who's eating chicken.
All right, go Poyotarian.
Yeah,
It's just an
no.
experience, you know. I mean, I lived on a farm, and when you live on a farm, some of the animals get slaughtered: chickens, rabbits, turkeys, all of
Wait.
it. All of
So I'm guessing. I'm gonna take a guess. The blood bucket is
It's a bucket of.
it. Bucket of blood.
bucket of blood, guts, and
No,
like
no,
all the
no,
unwanted parts
no,
of an
no.
animal. No.
No,
Just
they
blood.
just dry the blood out so that they can make blood pudding.
Oh.
So they don't have anything else in. You've had it?
Josh, I'm like.
You
I'm
want to
feeling-
try it?
I'm feeling you right now.
I think they have it in some of the Cuban stores down here. But you know, they used to make it. They use the intestines and they clean it out. And
That description was tamer than I thought it'd be. Or maybe I'm just desensitized.
Ever wonder where baby carrots come from? Did you see this story over the weekend?
Actually,
no.
yeah.
Baby carrots.
Where do they come from?
Anybody know
Mommy and
baby
Poppy.
carrots?
I'm guessing they're not carrot babies.
No, but a mommy carrot and a daddy carrot did not have a baby carrot. But it started, and it didn't start too long ago. There was a farmer, and he had half of his crop was unacceptable to be sold to market because they were ugly carrots. They didn't
They're
look the right
small.
way, or they were broken, or they had a bend in them, and you couldn't sell them. So we had to throw all of these carrots away, and people weren't eating raw carrots. So his wife said, and his wife, the farmer of the carrots, says, I don't even like cooking carrots. It takes so much time to peel them and cut them. It's just not an easy food to cook with. So he had this idea. He took one of his bean machines that used to chop other things on the farm, and he took the ugly carrots, put them in this meat, it peeled them, and it cut them into tiny fragment pieces. And he
Oh.
started bagging them and sending them out. The
So
baby
those
carrot
are,
industry
Those are ugly carrots that are
that have been cut up.
Really? Oh,
So
I
instead
didn't
of
know
throwing
that.
them away,
Oh.
he repurposed them, and now the baby carrot industry, it has boomed. Now people eat carrots. They don't even cook with carrots. Raw carrots for a snack, for babies. It has totally boomed the carrot industry because they had to find something to do with all of this harvest that was going in the garbage.
See that? One man's garbage is
Aw,
one man's treasure.
right?
One of
And
my
it wasn't
favorite
even that long
one of my
ago.
favorite snacks is having baby carrots and ranch and just dip it in there and just. Ooh,
I like
so
broccoli
good.
and ranch because I hate carrots.
But like
Well,
this,
just getting the veggie trays.
so imagine coming up with this great new idea and saying, let's try this. And as a carrot farmer, he now has a whole nother invention that has skyrocketed, changed the entire industry of carrots.
Who made that thing that's in Studio A? The checks with the
Oh,
sugar?
that was Katie.
Puppy chow?
Puppy chow. Is that a name for it? Is that what it's known as? Puppy chow?
I'm guessing.
I've never heard of that.
I never heard of it called
That
puppy
is the
chow.
most delicious thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Chocolate
It's
peanut
freaking
butter.
Katie, if
powdered
you're watching,
sugar.
great job.
And it's in little bites. So I looked it up, and it's 5 of them is 1 point.
5 squares?
Wait.
So I didn't have 5 because of my sugar. But what an invention! But is that like a thing that people make this puppy chow
I
thing?
think so because Kaylee, I remember she nodded or something, like just saying, "Yeah, it's a thing." When Katie was talking about it, that she was going to create it for Friendsgiving, so it must be
We
a
should
thing.
bag it and sell it.
Like the baby carrots. What's the
But I
best?
don't want to sell somebody's product if it's already.
You have an appetizer you like for Thanksgiving?
Me?
You.
I like everything.
One of me and my mom's favorite snacks is baby carrots and hummus. You don't like hummus?
Hummus is nasty. Chickpea, just hummus.
What's the pea that Katie was eating yesterday? That Chinese delicacy that with the salty.
Edamame?
Edamame?
Oh my God.
Oh, my mom loves that.
I
You don't like
love
edamame?
that.
Oh, my mom loves it too. She loves edamame.
I could eat 10,000 pounds of that stuff.
Especially the spicy kind.
It's too much
No,
work.
that's fine. Why? You just whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it's easy.
Favorite appetizer for Thanksgiving? You guys go right into the meal.
I think my family usually makes like dip or something like buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, that sounds good.
Ooh,
That's
that sounds delicious.
Also, this thing called a cowboy stew.
What is that?
It's like beans, hot dogs. It's like a bunch of like soup type thing.
Oh,
a
I've
hot
heard of
dog?
that.
That's two of the ingredients, but there's more stuff that goes into
Find
it.
out what's in it. Maybe we should have a cookout one day.
We better.
Definitely should.
We should do an outside cookout.
Dip
for the
chips in it
holiday.
and stuff. It's good too.
We better.
Listen, Jingle Jam is coming. Everything's on the table. Everything. And it doesn't matter how crazy it is. We could do cookouts. We could do hot dogs. We could do marshmallows. There is no boundary because Jingle Jam is celebrating December that's going to bring in the new year.
Well, Freddie, if you insist.
Yeah, I mean, I insist.
Holiday
Christmas
barbecue.
bark.
Can you do barbecue?
Holiday
Christmas
barbecue.
bark.
Christmas
Oh,
bar?
that's what I'm talking about. Bring in the meat.
Christmas bar. What's that? The chocolate and the peppermint. It's like that drink you like, that hot cocoa with peppermint.
Oh, I know. It's called Christmas crack. That's what I'm talking about.
Christmas crack, yeah.
It's
like
like this
Passover
special
crack?
dessert my mom.
We had Christmas crack.
No, that was Passover crack.
Oh,
But
it's
Christmas
Passover,
crack probably
Christmas.
has
It's a lot
chocolate
of
and
crack.
peppermint on
Snow
it.
crack.
I don't think it has peppermint, but it has like caramel and stuff.
We got it. All of it is on the table.
Ooh,
We
you
could
know what
try one
sounds-
a day if we can figure out how to do it.
You know what'd be
and put
yummy?
it
Like
out
closer
there.
to Christmas, I'll bring it in.
Pumpkin spice eggnog.
Yeah.
Pumpkin slice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pumpkin
All of
spice
that.
eggnog.
How'd you like the coquito?
What's a cook?
Good.
Ooh, that's good.
What's a
I
coquito?
have some here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they brought it in. Oh, you weren't here, Flem man. You were sick.
Okay, we're gonna have some leftovers before everyone
There's
leaves
some
for the
there.
day.
Freddie, what's a
Coquito came with
coquito?
us here. Huh?
What's a coquito?
It's like a coconut
Eggnog rum.
eggnog.
You had some of it, I thought.
Oh yeah, I did. I
You
liked
have
it.
more than some.
Oh come on, I only had one glass.
I made a tequila sunrise for somebody in the room who shall remain nameless, and he was dancing on the table.
Oh, I want to see that.
You were here.
Is there
I
footage?
was.
No, I wouldn't do that. He kept taking footage of me. I don't understand, Mayor. He's taking footage. I couldn't
You're
even
eating
eat
it.
anything.
You're eating it
That's what
every
it is.
single scene. That piece you put together, he's eating in every shot.
And I
I
came
had
out of
him
the
in no other
turkey's
shot.
butt.
I tried to get one of you talking to somebody, and then I believe somebody walked in front of the camera and just stood there. So I was like, well, I'm not going to make myself obvious.
And just mid-bite.
Yeah.
So I decided to give him a tequila sunrise, and I made that tequila bigger than the sunrise, if you know what I mean. And he says, "What's in this?"
A lot of things are in there.
Who has it? You have pictures from it also?
Alex and I took video. He took pictures.
I got to get the pictures from Alex so we can post some of those out also.
Oh, I think I have one of you and Freddie like sitting, standing next to each other because you asked me to take a picture.
With Judy.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you had that
We
in there.
we got to
had all the
bring we
videos.
got to bring this kid in with the propeller. What is that?
The drone?
With the drone. What's his name? Yeah, the guy with the curly hair that goes to FAU.
Nabil?
No. No, he comes in here every once in a while. He did it last year. He had the drone. We have a drone that flies in here. We got to tell him to bring it.
I don't know.
You know who got a drone?
No.
Gio.
Of course he did. Of
And
course
he has the FAA regulation. He's filling out all this paperwork. And I say, why? He says, Dad, I work for NASA. I just can't fly a drone and get arrested.
You got to get a license and take classes for it.
Yep. He just
Is that
took the
true?
class on
Yeah.
Saturday.
My buddy, he wants to move down here and start a drone business, and there's a lot to it. But if
You
you,
know,
can do it,
We can't
It's a
do
lot.
it
Interesting.
because we're too close to the airport.
yeah,
You gotta
that's
get
that's
special,
one of the
a
regulations.
special license.
Yeah. But yeah, my buddy wants to start his drone business, helping out like engineers do scout fielding, going out there because it's hard to walk all those miles. If you have a drone and fly through everything, it makes life so much easier for them to study the fields and all that.
And now they're using drones in motion picture movies. They're using drones in everything.
Yeah.
But the technology is getting better and better because Jay was telling me some of the cameras. You heard that Amazon tried to do a couple of years ago drone delivery. Did you know what happened to the program? The drones kept flying out of the air. Boom. And all the packages were destroyed.
Oh
So they
man.
stopped doing it. They want to bring it back for next year.
I was wondering what happened with that.
And you heard about Tesla, the unmanned car,
That caught on
all
fire.
of the
Tesla?
disasters that they had, and now they took it off the air.
Oh,
They're
you,
not selling them anymore because
know what-
he's got to settle up on the lawsuits.
you know what'd be really cool to have? Like a remote control, like some airplane or helicopter or something like that.
It's called a drone.
We already have
We got a drone.
the computer system from planes are almost automatic.
Oh, like a toy one. That'd be pretty cool.
All right,
Well,
ready to
the
wrap?
problem with having
They
a
have
computer
those.
run a plane,
No, if
Remember that
No,
part that
I know
got
what you mean. That I know
damaged?
it exists.
And they kept crashing the plane, and they couldn't figure out, so they grounded all of them. They couldn't figure out the part that was damaged, and it was a computer chip. And they finally found it. I'm going to stay on the ground.
I don't know. Just
And
need
look
everyone
up.
to have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Let's wrap this up. I think we got to go into some leftovers. What do you think?
I think you're right.
All right.
Leftover. We got to give Coquito to the military
We're
man.
going to give
over here.
Coquito to the
We need
military
to
man.
feed-
We're going to
we need
ready
to feed the
wrap this
military
up.
man.
Anything you guys are thankful for you want to share before we wrap up the day before Thanksgiving?
Josh, you go first.
I'm thankful for Led Zeppelin being around, creating unbelievable music.
Of course you are.
I'm thankful for who wrote Catcher in the Rye?
Oh my God, that's. You read the book recently? That's going
no,
back
but it's
a
my
ways.
favorite book.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, J.D. Salinger. Thank you, J.D. Salinger, for writing Catcher in the Rye. And I'm thankful for my dog, Jack, as well, too.
You should bring your dog here sometime.
Mayor?
It's okay. I'll bring my dog too.
I'm thankful for Sappy. We're getting to work here before trying to go straight for the industry because that's like an almost impossible thing to do. So yeah, I'm also thankful that I get to eat good chicken that doesn't have E. coli in it. So
Because he cooked it.
I cooked it.
Yeah.
Bailey?
I'm thankful for my friends and family. I'm thankful for being here for so long. You guys have almost become like family to me. I'm thankful for the fill and bucket tool in Photoshop and the symmetry tool. Those are lifesavers.
Yeah, I'm thankful for whoever created the Command Control Z to undo everything.
Oh yeah.
That's why digital art can top
Flourish.
everything.
One of the biggest benefits of digital art in general, honestly.
Daniel, how about you?
I'm thankful for.
Dolphins. He's thankful for the Dolphins.
And who will probably win the division. And the Eagles.
Yeah, I was good.
And how about you?
And the Jets, because they're changing quarterbacks. Me, I am thankful for all of the producers that aren't here, like Braxton and all the ones that have left as well, Alana, and all the kids that have come through this whole program. I'm thankful. You know, I read Catcher in the Rye 47 years ago, and it still impacts me today, that book. Of all the stories and everything that I've learned throughout all the 8 years or 15 years of doing this business, I'm thankful for you, for giving me an opportunity to share this with everybody, to making it my life, not just a thing to do. So I'm thankful this year for all of it.
So we're so thankful for all of you that keep our numbers growing, that empower us to continue to share the stories and the good news, not the bad, that we get to do every day. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Hug your family and friends. And we will see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late. Enjoy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.